This is Turning Point Podcast. I'm Tyrone Stevens. I'm your host. Today, I got a good friend of mine here, and we're going to be talking about the statement that Snoop Dogg made concerning Donald Trump. And first of all, I want to introduce you to my guest. This is Larry Richardson, a.k.a. known as Doc in the community. Mr. Richardson is a minister and very upstanding gentleman in the community and very aware of issues. Been around, know both sides of the track, and I think he can contribute a whole lot to this conversation. First of all, how you doing, Doc?
Man, I'm doing good, baby.
Good.
How you
Good
doing?
to see you. Good to see you.
Man, it's all right, man.
I'm glad you can make it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I made it, man.
Yeah, glad you could make it. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, today, Doc, Snoop Dogg, he made a statement and it says, Trump has done nothing. He said he has nothing but love and respect for former President Trump. Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't exactly endorse him.
Okay.
However, from, how he felt about Trump when Trump almost threatened to lock him up. He was saying some stuff about Trump, So at this point, he's not saying anything that he would vote for Trump, but he's not saying he's not. It's implying something. That's the way people have been talking about. And he said he has nothing but love and respect for Trump because Trump did something for him. He pardoned his friend, Michael Harris.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Michael Harris was AKA known as Harry O, who had started Death Row.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna give our spin on Snoop Dogg and the statement that he made. So what do you think about that statement, Doc?
Well, first of all, I'll say, well, thanks for having me over, Ty. And
You're welcome.
Snoop Dogg is an icon. And I view him as a very intelligent and Black American. He was an icon in the rap game, and he did a lot of good things. And he also come out of a mixed bag. And what I mean by that, he hung out with gangsters, with the Crips, and in L.A., because that was part of just growing up. I know he's from Houston, but that was still part of the game that he was in. So I understand why he said what he said about Trump. And what he said was that he don't have no disregards for him. And the reason why is because he helped get his friend, Harry O, released from prison.
Right.
And it didn't cost nobody a dime. So it's just like if he lets you go, I would have to say, well, okay, the man ain't did me no harm. He released my friend, ain't got nothing but some love for him and understanding for him and peace.
Sure.
Although Trump is a criminal himself. Crooks hang out with crooks. You know what I'm saying? Crooks hang out with crooks.
Well, he sure got a lot of charges on him. I don't know if he's a criminal or not, but he certainly got a lot of charges on him.
Oh, he's a criminal. That insurrection, what he did on January the 6th,
right.
Nobody had it done. If it was some black folks up there, they would have had the army out and everybody would have been shot.
Oh, no question about it.
No question.
Okay.
So you can't tell me, and because it was predominantly white, I think it was one or two black folks up there, but it wasn't no whole lot. But you let 1,000 black folks try to overrun the Capitol and see what happens.
Yeah.
The National Guard would be out. People would be every police agency in the country.
Well, let me say this here, Doc. Now, him making the statement that he has nothing but love and respect for former president, when in fact he have made statements quite the contrary.
Okay.
About Trump. But now that the fact that he got his boy out of jail,
He flipped the script a little bit.
So he got his boy out of jail. And so you can almost say that Trump said, well, hey, you're going to have to clean that up, what you said about me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Trump
this
running
is
for
what,
office.
so Trump is running for office.
And he
right.
need black folks on his way.
Yeah. So now, is it what you say? Now, first of all, I want to clarify something. I have the opportunity to meet Snoop Dogg on several occasions, briefly, and he seemed to be a fine young man to me.
Exactly.
Given his circumstances and situations.
Ain't nothing young about Snoop is 50 plus.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, he's young to me. I'm 75 years old. I'm old enough to be his daddy.
Oh, okay,
so I say he's a young man. Ain't no maybe truth. You know what I'm saying? I may have 25 years on Snoop. Okay. So that's how I would say that.
Okay. I'll let you have it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, now he got his man out of jail, which deserves. I can understand Trump saying, well, he said, well, I ain't gonna endorse you now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make a statement that me and you cool. Ain't no bad blood.
Ain't no bad blood.
Ain't no bad blood. And you all right.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't
got no bad blood against Lee Harvey Oswald.
I ain't got no bad blood against Trump.
I ain't got no bad blood against Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I don't, I love everybody. Now, let me clarify that.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like everybody.
Right, absolutely.
But, the opposite of love is hate. And if you hate someone, then, that boomerang gonna come back on you. That's gonna make you sick and have all kind of disease and so forth. That's a negative connotation there, to hate someone.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I do not hate Trump.
Well,
however, let me make this point.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be the president of the United States.
And I agree with you, because the man ain't never a crook. Okay.
Well, I mean,
he's a crook, and he mistreat women.
The whole politician game is a lot of crookery now.
But that's America.
Okay, then. We talking about a guy in America.
That's America. See, America has been down with the trick game since 1790. Right. America's been down with the trick game when 1776, when they so-called wrote the Constitution.
Right.
They've been down with that since back then because of the power they had over black folks and how they was bringing black folks over. Right. And this only thing what Snoop said, the reason why Trump went down and got Snoop to make a statement is so that he can appear to be favorable, likable, lovable in the eyes of a black man that's an icon in the community, that's a stand-up citizen. Snoop is a stand-up guy. That's all across the board. So, yeah, I want to get a stand-up guy on my wagon.
Okay, so now having this stand-up guy on your wagon. Now, do you think that Trump should be able to run for office?
According to the 14th Amendment, Article 3, no. And then if he is...
According to you.
According to me,
Yes.
No, not for what he has done, not for what he has shown us. Okay? Trump has used black folks all along. Here in Georgia, he tried to use my boy Jones, who was the CEO of DeKalb County, and he tried to use several other Afro-Americans within our community that had some prominence to support him. So, and where they are, they all gone. It's just like what he doing with your boy in South Carolina, Tim, what is it, Tim Davis or Tim Scott? Yeah, Tim Scott.
That's a shame what he doing.
That's a shame. And it's he needs to be hung like he wanted Pence to be Trump.
Yeah, that's right.
Because of what he did. Here's a lady that got his back, put him in the Senate, and he gonna turn his back on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, what? So you're saying that Trump shouldn't be able to run, or well, first of all, do you think that Snoop Dogg should make a statement that
Only thing Snoop Dogg got
wait,
to
no,
do is
let
be
me ask you a
quiet.
question. Do you think he should make a statement that I'm voting for Donald Trump? So you think he should endorse it?
No, I think he did what he probably made a deal with Trump to get his boy out of jail. Okay, and he did his part. So and Harry O is free. So let it lay. Snoop ain't got to do nothing. Unless the Snoop want to go to Biden's camp. And walk some streets for him to get some folks out to vote for him. This is a time where collectively Afro-Americans, we need to come together.
So why do you think
through Obama?
Why do you think we need to come together this time? Why do you think it's such an urgency?
We came together for Obama. It is an urgency because the man said that he want to be a dictator. Just think. I mean, we already having a rough time. Look at what's happening at the border. Now, yeah, I think they ought to have some controls at the border. I think those people need to come in this country just like all the other white folks came in the country. They went through Ellis Island and they went through some sort of disease control. They went through quarantine, and et cetera and et cetera. So, and I think that they ought to come in because America, ain't nobody here. The only person here that belongs here is the Native American. Okay. And black folks was brought here in ships. We didn't have no choice coming here. I ain't never heard of a black man in Africa saying, hey, take me to America.
Right.
Come on now.
So, okay, so now, okay, yes. So now, you think Snoop Dogg, do you think he will endorse Trump? Do you think that?
Man, anything is possible. And whether or not I think it or not, I would hate to see it. Okay, I would hate.
You wouldn't
to see
like for him to do that.
I wouldn't like for him to do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like for him to do that.
If he did that, how would you feel about that?
Well,
would you feel any would you like him any lesser or respect him any lesser
Snoop
than what
is
you
a
do now?
businessman. This man is a businessman. If you notice, Snoop is on several commercials. Snoop is on. I think Snoop is doing for the NFL every Friday, Monday Night Football. He makes an appearance on the introduction to the NFL. Now, let me ask you this here: if you making money, okay, and somebody who may have the power, may and may not have the power to stop you from making money, are you gonna say that you dislike him, or are you gonna flip a script on him?
Well, Doc, that's a interesting question.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm saying.
well, I mean, you never did answer the question I said, but then you come back and gave me a question. Now I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that, and then I'm gonna come right back,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask you that same question that you didn't answer.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
I got you, man. Cool.
Now, okay.
I'm just like
now,
them politicians.
yeah. Well, I see that.
I don't know how to answer the question. You know?
Oh, are you a politician?
Well,
no, I'm just kidding. No, here.
No.
Let's let me deal with that. It depends on what the circumstances was that I was asked to do that. It depends up on what particular circumstances. Now, say for example, if I endorse Trump, it would say it would cause black people to go back to slavery, so to speak. Now, if that was the case, now if I didn't do it, they say, well, hey, you're not going to be on any commercials or anything no more. We're going to cut your money off.
Okay, Terry.
Yeah, wait a minute. Now, let me answer the question now.
Okay.
Yeah, let me answer the question.
Okay.
So, up under those circumstances,
Yeah.
you know,
Go ahead.
I would have to say, I would have to stand for black people.
Well, but it's
I
a
believe
matter,
that's what I would do.
it's a matter of conscience. And
Well, I'm talking
and
about me.
it's-
Now
it's
you
a
have
matter-
everybody
it's a
have
matter
to speak
of
for
character.
themselves.
It's
You
a
know what I'm
matter of conscience, and it's a matter of character. And everybody has a conscience, and everybody has character.
But what would
Now-
you do in certain?
now-
what would be your
I would
character
not-
and conscience?
I would not sell my soul. When I left the United States Army in 1979, when I left the United States Army, in 1979. Guess what? I made a deal with myself that I wasn't gonna sell my soul no more for nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, and to go in the Army, I sold my soul when I entered the Army at 16.
You that's the way you feel?
That's the way I feel.
Okay. So, hey, well, I mean, you know, that's your prerogative. You could feel in the way that you want to feel. I don't necessarily feel that way because a person go to the army that he sold his soul. Because I didn't go myself, but you know,
Why
but I was
did
in,
you-
but I,
why did
well,
you
I was
go?
in, I was in prison. That's one reason I didn't go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I went to
but
keep
I'm not
from
saying
going to
that-
prison,
I'm-
and then they was using black men, young black
Okay,
men
well,
like me,
you
to
know.
go to Vietnam to die.
Okay, well, you had a choice. You could go to prison, or
Right.
you could go.
To Vietnam.
Yeah, well, I didn't get that. I didn't get that choice.
Okay.
I didn't get that choice, so I don't know what I may have done had I got that choice because I didn't get it.
Now
you
we'll
know?
go back to your question.
Okay.
Okay. I think that Donald Trump is a crook, a straight up crook. And I believe that he has no good meaning for America. I don't think that the man
The American people.
to
He has
America-
some
to-
good. He
to
has something
America
good for
as a-
somebody.
to America as a country. Yeah, he has some good for the billionaires who runs
Okay, well, talk to
the Fortune 5, the top Fortune 5 corporations. But I'm talking about the everyday people, such as you and I, he has nothing for us, nothing, but a whole bunch of lies.
And either do those people that you mentioned in the Fortune 500 and the billionaires, they have a personal concern, and their bottom line is money.
Yeah, you one of them folks.
Huh?
You one of them billionaires.
I have. No, I'm not.
You one of them folks.
No, I'm not. Not by a long shot. You may be, but not me. Yeah. So now, let me say this here. It's just like Cat Williams let out a lot of things out the bag and said entertainers was doing this and doing that for money and so forth and so on. You know, do you believe that money is the root of all evils?
Money, property, and prestige will divert you from your primary purpose.
I'm asking this question. Wait just a second.
Yes.
Let me go. You believe that money is the root of all evil?
I don't think money is the root of all evil. Money is the foundation of evil.
So money is the foundation of evil.
Right.
Okay. Well, the Bible says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It didn't say money was the root of all evil.
For love
so
of
if
money.
you love it,
Right.
so that put a different spin on it. You agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay.
That clarifies that statement.
Yes.
It's just like what I said was money is the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if something is the foundation, that constitute love.
That don't constitute love. That doesn't. Well, I mean, it could be. That's the way you see that.
It could be one of those reasons why.
Okay.
Because the foundation is what you build everything on.
Yeah, but foundation could be built on bullshit.
Well, it's not gonna stand.
Yeah. Well, maybe all countries fall now. All empires have failed.
Yeah. Well, not all, but a lot of empires have failed.
You name me one empire that didn't fall.
Well,
one.
Ethiopia is still there and still have power in the world. It might be minimized and reduced.
No, Ethiopia don't have no power in the world.
China.
Ethiopia doesn't have power.
China has power. North Korea has power. Russia has power. Mm-hmm. And there are several other countries.
Well, when you say have power, but I was just saying all empires. Those places are not empires. China is an empire. Now China is an empire. United States is an empire. I'm talking about empires. I'm not talking about people who have some sort of power, maybe in religion or some sort of power here or there. I'm talking about empires. So
Ethiopia is not an empire in your definition.
Ethiopia is a country in Africa.
Right.
I don't consider Ethiopia as a empire. No, I do not.
Okay. All right then. Well. Now that's clear.
It's just a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
I do not.
We asked what you consider.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about North Korea?
Are they an empire?
Are they an empire?
Yeah, but have they always been in power?
Rocket Man.
Yeah, have they always been in power? I said empire. My
no, but they started a war. They started a war in 1955.
Okay, but I'm not going to question all that stuff. Let's get back to the subject matter, Doc.
Okay.
I'm not going to question that. It's okay.
I didn't mean
it's
to take
okay.
you over there.
That's all right. That's all right. I just we're getting close to
wrapping up.
Yeah, we're getting close to wrapping up. So what in light of what's going on concerning Snoop Dogg, in your last words, what would you say to the people about Snoop Dogg's statement? What would be your last word you would like to get out to the people of the United States of America?
Well, I don't believe that Snoop was promoting Trump. He was just stating that he don't have no problem with Trump. That he ain't got nothing but some love for him because of what he did. You know, to understand what he said, you got to know the relationship that he and Trump has. Because me, myself, I think Trump is a crook and he needs to be put locked up and the keys need to be thrown away because he is bad for America. Thank you.
Okay. Well, the Turning Point Podcast, you know, we've heard our guest, Mr. Larry Richardson, speak his final words on Trump. And the Turning Point going to speak the final words on Snoop Dogg and Trump. You know, I think Snoop Dogg. I understand Snoop Dogg saying something for Harry O, for Michael Harris. I understand that, and I understand that, you know, it's a game that's being played here. Okay. I also understand that Harry O had a 25 to life sentence. And Harry O did 30 years. So if Trump was trying to do anything, Trump would be releasing these black men and other men who have been in prison, you know, 25 and 30, 35 and 40. You got people being in prison for 30 years for marijuana.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
And so I think that America needs to adjust that that penalty.
The penal system.
That's too much time.
Yeah.
You know, like in the 60s in America, well, I'm gonna say in the state of Michigan, in the 60s, a life sentence was considered 20 years. You did 20 years, you would be eligible for parole. Now, natural life, you had to have 20 years and then they would consider you. But now they got people that's been in prison for murder and so forth for 40 years.
Well, I think it's a crime. I think it's a crime. I agree for some like marijuana.
But let me
cocaine.
finish
I'm sorry
the
for breaking
statement. You had your turn. So
Yeah,
let me straighten this up.
Because
Okay.
you just hit a button.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you comment on that for a second.
Yeah.
You know, but you gotta hear me out now. So I'm saying that after 20 years in prison, that is enough time for 20 years for someone who has somewhat showed some sort of rehabilitation in prison, haven't gotten in any trouble, haven't committed any murders in prison, you know, tried to help some the younger folks in prison. They should be given some sort of a retribution after 20 years. They should be considered. You know, no one should be in jail. Now, if you got people that got natural life because they killed some babies, depending on the circumstance, like my friend that jumped in, it said depending on the circumstances. You know, circumstances can change the situation. You know, the same thing is right in one set of circumstances. That same thing in another set of circumstances could be teetotal wrong. You know, so it depends on the circumstance. But in most circumstances, after 20 years have been drug related, most murders and things been drug related and so forth. You know, if it's not some of those crimes, like I say, killing babies and children and that sort of thing, you know, 20, 25 years, that's a long time. That's a long time, you know. And when they changed that, you know, they changed that. It was on the basis of black people being in prison, you know, Hispanics as well. But it was mostly black people being in prison. And nobody really said that much. So in closing, I'm going to say, Turning Point Podcast, I think Snoop Dogg, that's my man. I like Snoop Dogg. I like the young man, and I think that Snoop Dogg, is going to make the right decision in terms of endorsing, and to speak on, about having money and what should you do? Should you provide? I mean, should you do certain things because of money? Should people be involved and make decisions and stop their money? Well, they don't have an obligation, I believe, to stop, but they do have the power to stop and help and help the situation, depending on whatever it is. That's my opinion. Now, Doc, I know you're sitting over there, you're burning up, and you want to say something, but you got 2 minutes.
No, I take less than 2 minutes. In 2007, February 27th, my oldest son, who is nicknamed Snoop, that was his nickname. Snoop was his nickname, Larry Richardson Jr.
Okay.
And he was shot in the neck with a guy who had been smoking dope all day and had one bullet in a 9mm with no clip. And he pulled the trigger and the bullet went through my son's neck and the aorta and killed him. He was sentenced with life plus 22 years. Now they asked me, did I want him to have the death penalty? And I said no. Because one death and another death wouldn't add up. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth is not worth anything. But this young man got life plus 22 years, and I forgave him before he was sentenced.
Okay.
So that's my take on folks in prison. I believe some folks need to be there.
But for how much length of time? That's what we're talking about. For 40 years, that's a long time.
However,
What do you mean, however?
If a person, the Quran, if he
But
takes
what if
another,
it was the other way around? What if your son had killed somebody? Would you hold a second? Would you want him to say he need to stay in jail, rot forever?
He need to stay in jail.
Does he need that? Does he need that kind of penalty?
Yes, he
all
does.
His life.
If he took another person's life for no reason.
Well, if you had a reason, it's okay.
Well, as you said earlier, circumstances around it is gonna conclude to your decision, right. and it might shape the way you feel about something, based on those circumstances.
Yes, sir.
Based on the circumstances that I'm speaking of, this man got life plus 22 years, and I think he needs to do every day of it. Now, if the shoe was on the other foot,
when you say life for 22 years, what if he did the 22 years and he's still living and he have changed his life? He really turned his way of thinking around. He really feel bad that he did that when he was a young man. He was on drugs and so forth.
But if they let him loose at 80 years old or 75 years old, I might not have too much of a problem with it.
Well, what if he did 22 years?
But I'm not. In fact, they're gonna ask my daughter. My daughter is the one who's gonna make that decision, and she's gonna probably say no. He needs to do every day of his time. If it was my son, if the shoe was on the other foot, because when he went to jail, and I told him, you do the crime, you do the time.
Well, okay, Doc, we have ran out of time.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
I'm
we have
sorry,
ran
man.
out of time. That's okay. That's okay. I know that's an emotional thing. Things happen like that. So here at Turning Point Podcast, we appreciate you all tuning in, and we want you to hit the share button, make a comment, push the like button, and one more thing, and subscribe. And we thank you at Turning Point Podcast. Peace out.
Thank you.